Welcome. My name is Keith Schlagweiler. I am the Coordinator of Cooperating Collections with the Foundation Center. And I would like to welcome you, Payap University, as one of our newest brand new cooperating collections. Our first in Thailand and one of our first that we have located outside of the United States. So I'd like to say a great big welcome and congratulations to you. I would like to specifically thank some people who helped make this happen. Some of these people are in the audience, and I hope that I don't mispronounce your names too badly. But we have Martha Butt, Vanessa Chang, Sam Santisak Chingapongsi, Shalita Bongrungsi, and Dr. Pradit. Again, all of these people helped bringing this cooperating collection to the university, and I would like to give them an extended welcome and thank you for this. I think this is a great service that they're providing to not just to the university, but to the nonprofit community in the country of Thailand. Wanted to talk a little bit about my role with the Foundation Center first. As I mentioned, I'm the Coordinator of Cooperating Collections with the Foundation Center. What that means, we have 5 libraries. We're headquartered here in New York, but we also have libraries in Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Cleveland, and then San Francisco. Beyond those 5 libraries, we have a network of what we call cooperating collections. Right now we have about 400 cooperating collections nationwide, and some now also outside of the United States as well. But these are resource centers where people can come in and get access to a core collection of our materials. So they can come in and use our database, the Foundation Directory Online. They can use some of our proposal writing information, look at some of our research information, and then also get trained. There's a training component to this as well, so that each of these locations are doing training, not just having these databases available to people and then letting them fend for themselves. A little history about the Foundation Center. We were established about 50 years ago, 1956 actually. We are a nonprofit organization, but we were set up by foundations over 50 years ago as a way really to provide an openness on where foundation giving was going to. If you think back to 1956 in the United States at that time, there's a very, sort of the height of McCarthy era. There was a lot of concern about where foundation giving was going, particularly internationally. And that's actually one of the major reasons why we were set up, to provide, again, an openness on that giving. The purpose has really, the core of the purpose is essentially the same, but it has evolved somewhat since then. But the idea is, again, that people can come in to use our information, identify where funders have given in the past, and then use that information to identify those funders most appropriate for their organizations and to support their work. And so, again, that's probably the real core of what the Foundation Center and its cooperating collections are about. The mission of the Foundation Center is to strengthen the nonprofit sector by advancing knowledge about U.S. philanthropy. We do that actually in a number of different ways. Probably what we're most known for, the thing that most people think about when we are mentioned, is the database that we produce, the Foundation Directory Online Professional. This is a database containing information on more than 90,000 grant makers, U.S. grant makers, a separate file of about 1.2 million grant records, records of grants already given out, and then a way to search through the tax returns that these organizations file with the IRS here in the United States as a way to dig down even deeper to where foundations have given to, because they are required by U.S. law to write on that tax return, indicate where their grant giving has actually gone to. So you can find out to the dollar where a foundation has given to by looking at that return. And this database will allow people to search that by keyword. Then we also have a companies file in that database, which will allow people to look at information about the companies that may have a giving arm. And we'll talk a little bit more about that database in a bit. But the Foundation Center does a lot more beyond just the database. We also have, as I mentioned, a separate research department conducting research on trends in the field. And that information is produced in a number of different ways. One of those is the Foundations Today series, which is actually part of your core collection materials. And then there are also a number of online statistical information that you can find right off of our website, including something called FC Stats, which are thousands of statistical tables indicating, say, the top funders in a particular geographic area, subject area, etc. So we again have that separate research department, and we also have a training department, education department, which each of our field offices, again, New York, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Cleveland, and San Francisco, each of our offices are doing training on nearly a daily basis, but each of our cooperating collections are also doing training. They are required to do at least 2 trainings per year. They're encouraged to do more if they can, but they're doing at least those 2 trainings per year. And so it's not just having the database and the other information there and letting people fend for themselves, it's also providing the training on the use of those materials. And then finally, we also have, as I mentioned, our libraries, our 5 libraries, and our network of cooperating collections, and this helps us to get that information out to a wider audience so that people don't have to travel too far in order to get access to this information, indicating where they can find funding, whether as a nonprofit organization or an individual grant seeker. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the Foundation Center's Cooperating Collection Program, which I'm in charge of. The Cooperating Collection Program, when I first came on board here just a little under 3 years ago, we were at about 225 cooperating collections nationwide, just located in the United States. Since then, we have grown to more than 400, and we have also started establishing cooperating collections outside of the United States. This change came about in large part because of our new president, Brad Smith, who came on board late last year. And he has a little bit more of an international focus, perhaps, than we've had in the past. And so he gave the go-ahead to start looking at organizations outside the U.S. to look at establishing these cooperating collections at. And I'm very pleased to announce that Payap University was one of our first, and you're having a grand opening there today. So that's a little bit about the Cooperating Collection Program. Each of the cooperating collections has a core collection of materials, including the online database, the Foundation Directory Online. There's a separate online database as well for individual grant seekers. These would be students, artists, researchers, etc., who are also seeking funds from foundations. Then we have a whole host of print publications, including a number of print directories. You see this one here in front of me. This is our international directory. This might be particularly useful to you because these are U.S. foundations that have that either give to organizations outside of the United States or organizations in the United States that have an international focus. So both types of funders are included in this particular publication. We also have, though, the Foundation Directory. This is our first publication that we published back in 1956. And this is the top 10,000 foundations in the country. So these are the largest foundations in the United States. And we also have the Foundation Directory Part 2 and 3, which talks about some of the other foundations, slightly smaller in size. Then we have some proposal writing material as well. This publication, the Foundation Center's Guide to Proposal Writing, this is going to break down the components of what a proposal is and kind of walk you through this process component by component. And we have several other publications, 2 of which I have in my hand here, the Guide to Winning Proposals 1 and 2, and then our newest publication, Guide to Winning Proposals here. These are books that have approximately 20 proposals each. These are actual proposals that were awarded by foundations, and they're comments from the funders about what they liked or disliked about a particular proposal. So we get asked all the time, where can I find actual examples of proposals? And the answer is they are not readily available just because there are privacy issues involved, there's ownership issues, but we have approached some foundations and they have agreed to let us publish these, and they are available in these publications, and these are also, again, available through the Cooperating Collection materials. And then there are what I will call sort of nonprofit primer materials. These are other types of publications that are in the collection. One here, Foundation Fundamentals. If you are wondering how the United States philanthropic system works, the foundation system works, this is a great book to look at. It's going to break down the different types of foundations that we do cover and talk about the differences between them and really give you a basic introduction to the field of foundations. Another publication here is Securing Your Organization's Future, and then other publications that we have in the core collection material as well, and I hope that you're able to use all of them and find them useful.